Hey everyone, it's Bacon Strips. Welcome back. I had a little rant / story time to get into. So the other day, I was told I had the idea to hang my TV wires in the wall. This is a DIY, do-it-yourself project that I wanted to undertake on my own. Fixing the audio here. I was told to, hire somebody to do it, quote unquote, professionally by a third party who shall remain nameless. Like I was told this by a third party who will remain nameless for the purposes of this video and my own sanity. In my head, I was like, well, here's a better idea. I could take the money that would be used to hire the professional and I could burn it. The reason for this is so we had the reason for hanging walls in the TV, hanging wires from the TV inside the wall instead of outside the wall, which is where they are now. So I had a TV hung up recently in my living room of my new house that I recently purchased. In case you didn't know, which why would you? I mean, I only mentioned it once. I got the TV hung up in the main living room of my house. Bang. I wanted to do this originally, like as a DIY project, but I was thinking about it and I was like, okay, how much am I going to pay to have somebody hang it up? And how much risk is there for me to either A, not hang it up right, or B, not hang it up like correctly? Because I didn't want that thing looking weird when it was hung up there. I wanted someone to come in, do it professionally, get it right once, get it straight, get it level, etc., etc. After I had them hang it up, it looked a lot simpler. I do regret having them hang it up. But that's the story that we're going to get into. So I was like, all right, I'll pay the money. I'll have it hung up once. That's all it is. I do have a smaller TV that I need to hang up in my room. Maybe I can do that one myself and everything will be fine. I hire the person to hang it up. And it's this guy and his son, a two-man team. Get that involved, whatever. They come to the house. I have the TV. I have the TV in a box. I have the TV stand that goes up on the wall mount. I have that in a box, and I have, a hammer, because, why wouldn't I have a hammer? But they have all the tools, so it's fine. And I'm like, all right, here's the box, here's where the TV needs to go. It's on the wall, do your thing. I will stay out of your way unless you need me for something, whatever. Cool? Now, as you know, or may not know, TVs are meant to be to hang a wall on a TV. Hang a TV on a wall. You need to find the studs. That's fancy word for the framework of the wall. So the framework basically is the the support of the house that you are in. Without that framework, the house is going to come folding onto you like dough or a pretty patty. I don't know, something like that. Pretty patty sounded right in the situation. There are tools that you can use to find these supports in the wall. They're usually made of wood or stone, steel, whatever material. I mean, this isn't Minecraft here. It's like there's stuff in the wall that helps support the wall. It's that simple. The guy's using his little device to try to find the studs in the wall. And I'm like, all right, cool. Straightforward, right? And whatever he's finding is kind of inconsistent. Now, here's my thought process, right? I am not in a full-on house. I'm in a townhouse. These studs have to be right behind the wall because it's not like they have a whole lot of room to go before you get into the wall of the house next to me. So I'm like, all right, where's these studs at? And he's like, oh, they're not here. I'm like, they're not here? So how is this house staying up? I'm not trying to, get all in his face, but I'm like, yo, what in the world? Like, how does that make any lick of sense? I didn't suddenly have my levitation powers ready because I usually give people a 4 days notice when I have my levitation powers active. That way, they don't come in and like, why am I floating? Because it's like, the entire house is floating because my levitation powers are active. My levitation powers aren't active. I don't know why this house is up if the studs are not there. So homie's saying like, oh, you don't have studs. I don't have studs. Are you kidding me? And he's like, oh, what I meant to say was that they're not there or in this location. They might be blocked with something. And the whole time he's talking, I'm like looking this thing up on my phone because I'm like, this dude is rapping. I'm like, okay, let me see what the problem could be. So I look it up online and they're saying like, oh, there might be some things in the wall. There might be like a noise wall blocking the sound and the studs. So which are common in townhouses. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's the noise wall. So I'm like, could it be a noise wall or something that you're picking up? And he's like, yeah, but like the way he says yeah makes it unsure, where it's like he has almost never heard of the situation that I'm talking about. So I'm like, okay, dude, how many TVs have you hung up? And dude's like, oh, over like 20, like close to 40, honestly. And I was like, okay, you know what? He says that we can get by without hanging the TV in the stud. Now, here's the thing. This TV is not a tiny TV. This TV is not a laptop size. You know, this is like a 70-inch TV. Weighs about 30 to 40 pounds. You know, I'm not a big, like, I didn't look on the box, but it weighs about 30 pounds. So I'm like, yo, to hang that in the wall, this is a common wall as well. Like I said, I'm in a townhouse, and there is someone on the other side of this wall. So I'm like, let's say they're having a fantabulous party one night, and one of them like punches the wall, or one of them slams up in the wall. You know, body slams each other into the wall. I don't really know what friends do during parties. Don't have many. I have friends. I felt like that was like some sort of like self-justification. Like, don't worry about me, I have friends. But their friend hits a wall, and then my TV comes crashing down. You know, I don't want that, especially not in a townhouse. I want to make sure these things are in the studs. Once something's hooked into those studs, it's not coming out. Because if it comes out, guess what? The stud's coming out. And if the stud's coming out, your house is coming out of the ground. So I'm like, all right, cool. But he's saying that, oh, there's a way that you can hang TVs on the wall without the studs. You know, you can just, he says he's going to put in some butterfly anchor. So what a butterfly anchor is basically a screw, like you screw it in, and then it folds up on the inside of the wall, or it folds out, I should say. So it folds out, so that way, like, you can't just pull out the screw, because it's like, it's blocked on the other side of the wall, which is good. You know, if you try to pull it out, you know, you're going to be pulling out some drywall, which I'm like, okay, that's all right. You're now putting the strength of the TV against drywall, which is still not the best. It's not exactly what I want, so to speak. Like, I would much rather have it in the studs, but we can't find the studs, so I guess we can't do that. So he puts in the butterfly anchors, and he says, you know what, usually I put 4, but for a TV like this size, just to ensure absolutely that it's not going to move at all, I'm going to put in 6. So I'm like, okay, so he puts in 4, you know, one on each corner of the support. The support's kind of like a rectangle. So he puts in 1 on each corner, and then he puts 2 in the middle at the top and bottom of the rectangle. So the thing looks like it's very secure in there, and you know, he's moving around and it's not budging at all. And he's like, cool, we can put the TV on there. And I'm like, okay, you know, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. Then we open the TV box. Like I said, the TV's in a box, and I realized that there's problems with the TV. That's a whole nother story that I can get into, but for the purposes of this video, you know what? I'll tell you anyway. So we open up the TV that's in the box, and I'm looking at the TV, and I'm like, this is cool. It's a nice looking TV. I don't notice anything wrong with it until they put the mount up and they're ready to put the TV on the mount. All they have to do is take the TV, put it on the mount, TV's in, fantastic, it's not moving. As they get ready to pick up the TV, the dude that homie brings with him, the partner, he's like, whoa, hold on, homie. There's something on this TV. I'm like, wait, what? And then I see what he's talking about. There's a giant dent in the TV, in the glass. I can't really tell where it is because I'm in shock just looking at it. I'm like, yo, I literally just paid for this TV. What in the world? I'm like, okay, it can't be these dudes' fault because, like, they just, you know, I'm literally looking at them as they're taking the TV out the box, which everything's fine. Like, they didn't break it or anything. So I know it's not their fault. But already it's like, look, you couldn't find the studs. Now the TV's broken. I'm not in the best mood. I don't get mad or anything. I'm a calm, cool-headed individual. You know, I like to think of myself, whatever. Like, okay, well, I need to get a TV because I'm not hanging this one on the wall. That doesn't make a bit of sense. I would much rather, you know, do anything else. I go to whatever store, get a new TV. This is a new day. So dude's like, okay, like, since you don't have the TV, I mean, all you have to do is just take the TV when you eventually get it. It'll take you and another person. You guys just put it on the mount. And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much job done, right? So homie didn't do, quote unquote, the complete job, but I'm satisfied with it. It's like I can put a TV on a wall. You know, I wanted to do the whole thing myself, but I can put a TV on a wall. That's some level of, hey, I'm doing this by myself that I can do. I have the smaller TV, and I'm like, yo, how much would it cost to do the smaller TV? I know it's not in the scope of work for your job specifically, but, you know, I just wanted to know, like, how much is it? Because if it's cheap, like, you have time, like, I can just, you know, add that in. He says, like, $50. I'm like, $50, not too bad. Like, yeah, why not? You know, for that small TV to go through all the hassle of getting the right tools and everything to put it in there, it's like I don't have a drill myself. I'd have to borrow my parents' drill and then all my parents' tools. I don't even know if they have the right drill bit, that kind of stuff. So I'm like, you know what, $50, go ahead, put it in there. So he puts it in there. The thing's not even in the middle of the wall that I want it on. Like, I want it in the middle of the wall. He puts the brace where it's kind of slightly off center. But it's like slightly off-center to the point where it's like you can realize it. It's not just like, oh, it's slightly off if you look at it one way, and if you look at the other way, it's fine. It's like enough off. So I'm like, okay, it's fine. It's $50. I don't even use this TV. It's not even that important. It's just a small TV. The only reason you can even see the brace is because the TV is so dang small. It's like I didn't even want to hang it up in the first place, but I was like, I might as well, you know, because I had the other brace already. It's not like I went out and paid for that brace. So I'm like, cool. Job done. You know, GTF, honestly. I'm like, all right, cool. Dude feels confident about the support he puts in for his 70-inch TV. You know, even though he couldn't find the stud, that should work. So then I get a call the next day. And it's from that dude. And he says he feels safe about what he put in. But to be over 100% sure, he would like to come back free of charge. Very important. To put an additional supports on the brace, on the mount. I said, you what? You what? You told me the first time you were sure, and now you're telling me something different? Like, nah, wait, nah. You gotta go. This was a complete, not waste of time and money, but it's like, I feel like I could have done this myself, completely, you know, not free of charge because I'd have to get all the stuff for it, but it's like, I could have done this. And I feel terrible that I didn't do this. You know, because it's like I could have easily just knocked this out. I'm like, yo, no, not at all. I call my dad. I'm like, yo, Dad, come on over. We got to do these things. We got to find these studs because homie couldn't find a stud. So my dad comes over with his own stud finder that he's been using for years. Works just fine. We locate the stud. I'm like, yo, wait, what? Like, what was this dude finding? What was he using? Like, why could we just find the stud as easy as that? I'm already not happy because, like, we already paid for this because, you know, this third party insisted that I get the TV hung up by a professional. And we basically do all the steps to hang up the TV. We find the studs, we drill the holes, we hang up the TV that we eventually get onto the wall. It's like, where's the professionalism in this? Somehow I get out of this situation. So I'm like, where's the professionalism in this? And the answer is there is none. I'm already unhappy about that. I'm like, look, whatever happens, I'm doing it myself because, like, if this situation ever comes up again, something's getting burned. It's that simple. I don't know if it's going to be me. I don't know if it's going to be a person. Might be an object. Might be the TV. It's like when it comes down to putting wires in the wall, which I feel like is just as simple as, boom, poke a hole, feed the wire down, poke another hole, take the wire out, bada bang, bada boom. That's it. So that's where I'm at with that. Welcome to Shangri-La. I have a couple more story times. Well, not story times really, but just thoughts on things that I will share in the next video. I know I didn't talk about the map a whole lot / at all, but there are some things to this map I hope you picked up. I am playing with people on this one, so unfortunately that means that I will not be able to show off the wonder weapon. I hope you've seen it throughout the video. One of the teammates got it, the dude in the hat. So hopefully you've seen what that does. It turns zombies into babies, etc. There are other pieces to this map that hopefully I'll be able to mention in the other parts of this video. If not, I might make a little extension. I don't know. I have yet to think. This map is hard. This map is very difficult. One of the hardest maps in the Treyarch Zombies kind of setup. So just keep that in mind. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all on the next one. Deuces.